I think we're right near the summit of Mount Erskine. Let's just go up and check it out. Yeah, this may be the summit of Mount Erskine here. Is this the summit? Is it? Hey, say hi to everybody. This is the top of Mount Erskine. We finally reached it. And there's a beautiful view up at the top of Mount Erskine. And this is the big parking lot here for one of the trailheads. And we'll go up and we'll have a quick boo. Here's a map of where we're going to go. Up to Mount Erskine on Salt Spring Island. The trail's rated as easy, so all you need is some good hiking boots or good runners, and a bottle of water, and you're good to go. And here's a sign for the Mount Erskine Provincial Park boundary. There's the official sign for the park. And we'll carry on here. Now we're getting into more dense, typical West Coast forest trail here. Lots of roots to step over, so you gotta watch where you're walking so you don't trip. Hear the frogs. I think we're gonna go walk over a few creeks here. A couple little foot bridges to walk over. There's some pretty cool trees. There's one that's kind of grown a curved base to it. You can see all the roots there that grow across the trail. You got to be careful that you don't trip on them, especially when it's a little wet out. So this is the junction point when you get to this big tree sawed in half across the trail, and the piece that they cut out here. There's a junction where you can go up this way, which is trail number 2. You can go up the middle, which is trail number 1, or trail number 3. And here's the sign that explains it. And it looks like that if you take trail number 1, it goes straight up the steepest, like those people just said. And if you take trail 2 and 3, they wind around. They're longer. So we're gonna go for the gusto and go straight up the steep one. Trail number 1 is where we're heading now. So trail number 2 on the left there, and here's trail number 1. And this is the steep, most direct route we can take up there to the top of Mount Erskine. Trail number 1, here we go. And this is what it looks like at the beginning of trail number 1 here. Not too steep to start off. So then it gets a little steeper up here through the dense forest and some switchbacks here. And coming up the hill on trail number 1, up Mount Erskine here, you can see that it's fairly steep. And right now we're going to start going up through some arbutus tree groves here. You can see it brightens up a little bit. We get into some more Arbutus, which are the really bent, curvy trees. They rarely grow straight. And they have bark that peels off them. That's one of the ways you can recognize Arbutus trees here. See how they lean over. Oops, and I'm tripping over roots as I try to show you. Gotta watch where you walk here. No shortage of firewood up here. Too bad you're not allowed to harvest it in the park, because there's a fair bit of wood here that just goes to rot. You have to be careful where you're walking. There's lots of things to chirp over here. Now you can see a little glimpse of the ocean there. Oh, good warning sign. Slippery rocks, yes, and steep cliffs, yes indeed there is. Oh, you can see the Crofton mill over there. Oh, it turned out to be a beautiful lookout here. Wow, look at this lookout. Wow. This is why you go hiking up to these places. For views like this. And yes, indeed, we have a very, very steep slope here down a few hundred feet. Maybe we might even be up 1,000 feet here. This is quite high up on Mount Erskine, Salt Spring Island. Never know what you might run into with budget travelers. We don't plan too far ahead. Spur of the moment adventures. That's what we encourage all of you to do. Just get out of the house and you'll never know what you're missing in the way of places to see and people to see as well. If you don't just get out of your house and go traveling, you don't need a lot of money. This only costs $15 for a ferry to get here. Maybe another $15 in fuel. And my friend feeds me for free, so it's a $30 adventure. I mean, it's pretty affordable. Everybody can do that. Get together with friends and share the cost if you have to. That's the idea. Just get out and enjoy yourself. Very peaceful. So we were inadvertently routed over to trail number 3 here, according to this sign here. And we are here now. So I turned off at that first junction to the right off number 1. And then it's also confirmed by number 3 on the tree here. And that's where we're going to go up here next, up a fairly steeper trail than what we've been on. It's getting steeper now near the top. Let's carry on. Well, it's quite the billy goat trail up here. A lot of loose rocks. But we're coming up to another bluff here with a good view, which just makes it all worthwhile here. See what kind of view we have up here. Wow, look at that, eh? Quite the view from up here. We're not even at the summit yet. Absolutely gorgeous view up here. Mount Erskine. Looking towards Crofton over there. You can see the Crofton Mill smokestacks. And quite a steep drop down that cliff down there. Good 1,000 feet down or so. And now we're going to keep going over here. And the trail wraps around the rock here. Looks like we can go around the rock. Or we can go up around here. I think I'll go up through here. So many interesting tree stumps here that have been ripped down and blown down in the wind here. When you get to that final little signpost there, it's in the bottom right hand corner, I think we're right near the summit of Mount Erskine. Let's just go up and check it out. Restoration area. Yeah, this may be the summit of Mount Erskine here. There's a park bench up here. Is this the summit? Is it? Hey, say hi to everybody. This is the top of Mount Erskine. We finally reached it. What's the elevation, do you know? The elevation we are? Must be about 1,500 feet, I bet. Well, here we are looking towards Nanaimo. And you can see Crofton Mill there. And there's the Narrows there between Vancouver Island. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is why we do this. And it's a steep looking down there. And these guys are on the edge of the cliff. Never know where you're going to end up, who you might run into. Budget travelers, thanks for watching, everybody, from Mount Erskine Summit on Salt Spring Island.